Hey guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. It is time for Thriller Thursday. So, we're in a jacket, guys. It's chilly back here. Just to let you know, it's the back of the house and the library's always so freaking cold. Anyway, for this week's Thriller Thursday, instead of talking about one single book, I thought I would talk about my top 5 this year. So these are going to be, we've got 3 of them at 4 stars, 2 of them at 5 stars. I'm going to start from least favorite to most favorite. So, the book coming in at number 5 is The Night Swim by Megan Golden. I read this book back in June. I believe I was looking on Amazon for Stay Awake, but noticed that that one wasn't out yet, and it was pre-order, so I saw this one and decided to get this one instead. In this book, we are following Rachel. Now, Rachel is a college girl who has a podcast, and on her podcast, she talks about current crime, what's current right now, and discuss this with, her audience and what have you. And this time it is about this golden boy who is an Olympic swimmer, or he's headed for Olympic fame, but he's accused of rape. Now that is her main topic until she starts noticing little notes appearing everywhere, stuck on her car, on her door, begging her for help, and begging for help to discover what really happened to Jenny, who was another swimmer headed for Olympics, and she drowned. And she's getting these notes from this girl who wants her to investigate and find out what really happened to Jenny, because if she's headed for Olympic fame, she's not going to drown. And that's pretty much the story. So now Rachel has her hands full trying to figure out what this person wants and how to go about finding out about Jenny and how she really died, plus talking about this rape crime that is on her podcast right now. It's really very fluid, you guys. I absolutely loved the writing style. I thought it flowed really well. I liked the characters. I really enjoyed Rachel. I feel like she was very relatable, and I feel like when your characters are relatable, it makes your story, your plot more engaging as well. So this book I rated 4 stars. Absolutely loved it. I do now own Stay Awake. I'll be reading that one. I can't say probably the end of this year, but maybe starting next year I will get to that one. Okay, so coming in at number 4 is The Girl in the Mirror. This is by Rose Carlyle. This is a story about Iris and Summer, who are identical twins. They're actually mirror twins, so their faces are opposite. Everything is opposite. Their organs are opposite. Everything is opposite from one another in different places in the body. It is a real thing. So anyway, Iris and Summer grew up around boats, around the water. Their dad was a big boat person. They were out sailing all the time and boating and all that good stuff. Iris has always been a little jealous of Summer, especially now, because Summer seems to have the perfect relationship with her husband Adam, and they were getting ready to take the boat out that used to be their father's, and Summer ended up with the boat. But Adam's son, it's not Summer's son, it's Adam's son, takes ill, and they're only part way through their voyage, so Summer and Iris end up taking the boat the rest of the way because they can't leave it docked in the place that it was docked. Iris wakes up, Summer's disappeared. She's on the boat by herself out in the middle of the ocean, and that's pretty much the story. The twists and the turns in this were amazing, you guys. It was so engaging, such a fluid story, great storytelling. I really, really enjoyed this one. I rated this book 4 stars. Coming in at number 3 is The Last Time I Lied. This book, we're following Emma, who went to this summer camp, and she was late showing up, and she got put in this cabin with 3 older girls. The oldest of the 3 girls, I don't even remember all their names right now, but she ended up taking Emma pretty much under her wing. She's kind of like a bigger sister. One night that summer, Emma woke up and she sees the 3 girls walking out the door, and they end up disappearing. Emma's devastated. She doesn't know what happened. Of course, she's kind of, everybody's trying to figure out. She's just like under microscope, and everybody just wants her to tell what happened, and she really doesn't have anything to say about it. Years later, Emma's grown up, and now she is a well-known artist, and what she does is she paints from her nightmares. It's usually the 3 girls, and she covers it up with different stuff so you can barely see the girls. Francesca, who is the owner of the camp, decides she's going to reopen it. She contacts Emma because she sees that Emma is just well-known artist now, and she wants her to come back to camp and teach an art class. Emma really doesn't want to have to go back, but she does decide to, and there's not enough room in the cabins for the grown-ups to be, so she gets put into this cabin with 3 girls once again. They got cameras and stuff outside their cabin because they say they trust her. That's just precaution, you know, because of what happened with the 3 girls from her cabin last time. Emma's on a mission to find out what happened to these 3 girls again, and that's pretty much the story. I feel like I don't want to give too much away with this, but this is the first Riley Sager book that I have read, and I don't know where I've been, but he's an amazing writer. The twists in this book just floored me. And I enjoyed every minute of it. So much apprehension, and you don't know what's going to happen. Very fluid and engaging, and I loved that. I love that about Riley Sager's writing. This book was a 4-star. Coming in at book number 2 is Rock, Paper, Scissors. This is by Alice Feeney. This was a bookworm group read for us, and it was back in September. We read this in September. Again, first time I've read Alice Feeney, and I absolutely loved it. In this book, we've got Adam and Amelia, who have been married for about 10 years. And they're that couple that's kind of struggling. But every year they give each other the gifts that go with the years. Like, you know, like I think 20 years of silver or gold, or, you know, there's a different item that you give for each year, and they're that couple, but now they're struggling, and Amelia somehow wins this getaway to Scotland, to this little tiny chapel right here. It's been kind of converted into a place for a getaway, and so they decide to go. Her husband is a workaholic. He pays more attention to his work than he does to Amelia, and he suffers from prosopagnosia. It's also called face blindness, and yes, it is a thing where he cannot recognize faces. So he has to rely strictly on voice and movement and that kind of stuff. You know, how they are around him. That's the only way that he can recognize anybody. I couldn't even imagine having that disorder. So they get to this church, this chapel, and they start their vacation to try to better their marriage, but it feels like someone doesn't want them to survive. Things start happening. You're reading letters, and you're I think it's 2 different. You got Adam and Amelia's perspective, and then you read the letters, the 10 years of letters that were written by wifey to the husband, and you're starting to read these things, and you're like, wow, that, you know, who am I supposed to trust in this situation? Because you really can't trust either one of them. The characters were written brilliantly, you just really want to hate them both. Because neither one of them seems upfront or honest with their partner, and that could be where the problems come in. The communication sucks. But this was fantastic, you guys. I absolutely love this book. I gave this one 5 stars. And my number 1 thriller, The Night Stalker by Chris Carter. Actually, I have to give all 3 of them. I've read 3 so far out of this series because I really appreciate Chris Carter's writing. He is fantastic. This is the Robert Hunter thriller series. And in this particular one, the victims are female and they have their privates stitched shut and something is inserted. And that's all I'm going to tell you. So, talk about the apprehension in this one. Woo! Just, you know, because you kind of, you get to see the victims at one point and what they're feeling. And then you get to see what our Night Stalkers do. It's just, it's amazing. I absolutely love it. I love Robert Hunter. He is a great character. And I think that you would really enjoy this series. Chris Carter is just amazing. He does write a little on the darker side, and I really kind of like that especially in a thriller. This book got 5 stars. Absolutely my favorite series of the year as well so far. Absolutely love this. Everything about it. It's really greatly written, very engaging, very fluid. So that is my top 5 thrillers so far for this year, guys. If you've read any of these books, let me know in the comments below. But that is it for me today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.